Some man walk into a room and everything shifts. Not because they're loud, but because they carry something you don't. You feel it, the difference, the weight, the discipline. And deep down, you know you're not that guy. Not yet. So, son, stay with me, because in the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly what separates the man everyone watches from the one who keeps wondering if he matters.
And here's what no one tells you. If you want to be that man, you need to understand what it costs. Because that kind of presence, the one that speaks before you even open your mouth, isn't about charm, it's not about charisma. It's about something deeper, something earned. You've seen him at work, in the gym, even in your own family. He doesn't speak much. He doesn't need to. When he does, people listen. When he moves, it's with purpose. And when things go wrong, he doesn't fold. He adjusts. There's something in him, built, not given. And maybe you've tried to mimic it. You fixed your posture, lowered your voice, read the books, watched the reels. But no matter how many things you tweak on the outside, something still doesn't click on the inside. You still feel like you're performing, like you're trying to be respected, instead of being the kind of man who earns it by default. And here's the truth, son. That guy you admire, he wasn't born like that. He wasn't always composed, focused, and solid. But somewhere along the way, he made a decision you haven't made yet. A hard one. Not to pretend, not to play a role, but to become the kind of man who doesn't flinch, who doesn't fold, who doesn't chase. He chose pressure over comfort, reps over excuses, standards over moods. And until you do the same, you'll keep watching other men become what you were meant to be.
Let me tell you something you won't hear in most places. You don't rise by accident, and you don't become respected by wishing for it. The real reason you're not that guy yet, you keep choosing ease when the moment demands weight. You're still negotiating with your own weakness, still looking for shortcuts around the work, still hoping no one notices that you fold when it's quiet and no one's watching. Son, this isn't about talent or confidence or finding your purpose. It's about standards. That man you want to be, he lives by a code, not one written on a whiteboard or a vision board, but one carved into his spine by repetition, by resistance, by refusal to lie to himself. He wakes up and does what matters, even when no one will clap for it. He trains, not because he wants abs, but because he refuses to be weak. He listens before speaking. He acts before complaining. He leads, even if no one asked him to, because someone has to carry the weight. And he doesn't need applause, because he knows who he is. You don't become that guy by accident. You become him the day you stop explaining why you're not.
So how do you become that guy? You got it. You don't get there by copying him. You don't get there by pretending you're already him.
You get there by building from the inside out, with a standard forged in reality, not fantasy. Here's how it begins. 1. Anchor yourself in standards, not feelings. Every morning you have two voices inside you, one that wants comfort and one that wants clarity. Most men choose comfort and then wonder why their lives feel hollow. But that guy? He chooses clarity, discipline, structure, because he understands something simple. Feelings are visitors, standards are home. Make a list of what you expect from yourself and treat it like law, not suggestion. 2. Choose the hard things first. Don't wait for motivation. Don't scroll for a spark. Wake up and do what you don't want to do first. Why? Because that's what makes you different. That's what sets the tone. That's how respect is earned in silence. Run before the world wakes up. Lift before your body is ready. Speak truth when it would be easier to shut up. That guy does hard things, not because he enjoys them, but because he's trained himself not to need comfort. 3. Embody the standard even when no one sees. This is where most fall. They perform when someone's watching, but they cut corners in secret. Character isn't who you are in public, it's who you are in solitude. You want to be him? Then act like it when no one's around, because the man who can lead himself in silence will never be lost in noise.
Son, this world doesn't need more noise. It needs more weight. More men who don't just speak, but stand. Men whose presence doesn't beg for respect, but commands it without a word. And that man, he's not out of your reach, but he is on the other side of the comfort you keep choosing. So today, not tomorrow, you make a decision to stop watching, to stop envying, to stop explaining, and to become. You become the guy who shows up without being asked, the guy who trains without being told, the guy who holds the line even when it's invisible, the guy others lean on because they know he won't break. That guy is not a fantasy, he's a standard, and he's waiting on you to stop waiting for him. So be that guy, not someday, now. This is Steelfast Father, where strength is built in silence and passed from one man to another. If this hits something in you, don't keep it to yourself. Send it to the one man who needs to hear it today. Give it a like and subscribe, not for numbers, but for legacy. Because one video won't change your life, but the standard you set after watching it, that will.